Andrew Church on Friday with Nadia and Mike and the jingle. And today we've just read Esther chapter 2, but actually you were saying something very interesting about what we were reading yesterday, because this story started yesterday.
So we read chapter 1 yesterday, and it's actually interesting that you mentioned Esther when we tried to have one of our what have I just read a couple of weeks ago. You actually mentioned her because we were still reading from Nehemiah about Jewish people in captivity, so they were in Babylon, and there was Daniel and also Esther, so examples of people who got assimilated. And here again, so we had
wow, I'd forgotten that comment, but I remember the assimilation.
I didn't know that we would be reading from Esther actually, so it was,
Is that, so you were reading from Esther yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she came up in one of our...
Right. I do remember the assimilation thing, because that was when the Jewish people are outside of their home territories. And
here again, so she becomes queen of the Persian king Ahasuerus, or Xerxes. Right. He's also known as Xerxes the First.
Right.
Yeah. So yesterday we read about King Ahasuerus getting angry with his wife Vashti, who refused to appear in front of the guests at his banquet, and so he started looking for a new wife, as his advisors suggested. And so here we have the account of how he found Esther.
It's an amazingly detailed story about sort of preparing the harem. What incredible details of sort of 6 months with oil of myrrh and 6 months with perfumes and cosmetics for women. Extraordinary account. It really is kind of like real. Feels very real somehow, these details.
Yes. Just like yesterday, there was a very detailed account of that lavish banquet. So also how everything was decorated, all the interior design details. And today,
that's really very interesting. And then of course, there's another banquet in this one, right? Esther's banquet, right?
Yeah, later
which is
on.
Interesting. And Esther, of course, is seen as an example of service and dedication, right?
Yes.
Because she was one of these people that lived by a great example in doing good deeds for her people, sort of reflecting the will of God. And actually, I find a comment: God calls us to serve Him and His people by speaking bravely for what is right, by refusing to join others in doing wrong. And this all comes out later in her life, as I understand.
And even here, I think towards the end, so after she became queen, we have those references to her still being loyal to Mordecai, who brought her up, and then. So here it is. For Esther obeyed Mordecai just as when she was brought up by him.
Right.
And then also when she learned about somebody trying to assassinate King Ahasuerus. So she managed to prevent it, but she told the king in the name of Mordecai. So she didn't get the glory. So.
Interesting. So she was. That's great. That happens a lot actually when people accept the glory for other people's deeds and actions.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Corinthians 2. There's a lot of interesting stuff here, but I particularly like that we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed. We're perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted but not forsaken, struck down but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our bodies. Isn't that great, the idea that we may be afflicted but not crushed, perplexed but not driven to despair? It's like really interesting and it's beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful phrases.
And again, these are more letters, aren't they? From Paul to the people who are feeling at this time very it's testing times, right? I mean, the early Christians are struggling, and they're kind of on the edge of something new, aren't they? And the world doesn't really know Christianity so well at this stage.
Referring to hardships
they
have been through.
Carry on.
I thought it also connects with Esther, because here it's also about the glory of God, so it's for everything is for the glory of God
Right.
through us. So we may have some trouble, but it all is for that. So,
Right.
So just like Esther did something, not taking credit and not getting the glory. So
And it's another that says, so we do not lose heart.
yeah.
It's that even though our outer nature is wasting, our inner nature is being renewed day by day. So yes, never lose heart,
Yeah,
despite all.
that sounds very promising.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very uplifting.
Great. Okay, do you have anything else? That's good. I think that's
We'll keep reading from both
Yeah.
books.
excellent. Okay, have a great day, everyone, and we will be back next week with some more morning prayer and comments, hopefully. Right. Bye.
Have a good day.